Hey, what's up everybody, welcome back to a new video on the channel. So today we're going to continue our part 2 in the local Facebook marketing strategy or guide or whatever you want to call it, and that's what we're going to continue doing today. And what we're going to cover today is how you can create a good looking ad set, how you can pick your images, and also how you can write the actual text for your ad in order to convert the people that you have in your target audience. So let's just get right into the video, and if you do enjoy, please make sure to leave a like and also subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss any videos that are coming up on the channel. If you remember from last video, in the last video we covered how to set up your audience, your target audience, and how you can make sure that you're targeting the right people for your local business. So right here we have the ad set that we created for our pet store that targeted people that are interested in dogs, because we were targeting people that were interested in or had dogs, dog owners, and we wanted to sell our dog treats that we were gonna have on a special deal. So this is the ad set we did create and the campaign. So if we go inside this campaign right here, we have dog owners 35 to 55, and under this ad set we don't have any ads, so we're gonna start off creating our ad for our ad set. So what you do is basically click the ad set and create advertisement. So right here is where you're gonna create your ad. So what I usually go for is name the ad, either just ad 1, ad 2, whatever, because usually what I do is that I try to create different ads. So I have one ad image or two, and then I create different text for these ads in order to see if the text performs better if I write special deal or special offer. Small things like that can actually affect your ads immensely. And if you take a look at Amazon, for example, Amazon does this on their website, and what they do is that they take a look at what people are clicking at. If people tend to click at some specific place on the website, what Amazon is basically going to do is improve that part of the website or make that part of the website more visible, because you have to look at the data. The data is very important. So if I have one image right here of a dog and I have one image here of two dogs, but the image with the two dogs gets more clicks, gets more sales, gets more impressions, that ad is going to be a more profitable ad. So I would not run this image right here, I would run the other one. So that is basically the principle that I'm going to go off. So we're going to name this ad right here, and this ad is just going to be number 1. Because this is our number 1 ad. And what you can do as well in order to make it easier for you to see what kind of ad it is, what I usually do is type the first phrase of the text in the actual ad. But since we don't have the text already, what I usually just do is just type something. So dog treats. But let's say your ad text actually starts with dog treats. What you can do is just type it right here to make it easier to find. And make it easier to read the data once you have started running your ads. Right here you have to make sure that you're selecting the right Facebook page, and I'm just gonna use someone I don't use. Compare credit cards. This is a blog I used to run. Let's just go with that one. This is not the dog store, but we're gonna use this page right here. What you can do is just pick your page and make sure it's the correct page, because you don't want to run an ad for your dog store under a page called everyone who hates McDonald's, right? Because some people do have weird pages like that, like I do as well. Add Instagram. If you're gonna run your ads on Instagram as well, you're gonna have to connect your Facebook page with your Instagram page. If you haven't already done that, it's very easy to do. Just click on this button right here and you can do it. This ad right here that we're doing is only gonna run on Facebook, so we don't have to add our Instagram account. So let's just skip that part. What you can do right here is use existing posts. So if you already have a post on your page that you want to advertise, you can just pick it right here by selecting a post. But what we're gonna do is just create an advertisement, and what the difference is essentially is that advertisements are posts that people can't find on your page. They can only find it if they get targeted. What I normally do is that if you have a good post on your page, there are all people that like your page, interact with, and they comment on it, and that is usually a good sign. So what you can do is try to advertise that post as well, which also will show up for people that already like your page. So they will see that you're getting more likes than normal, more comments than normal. So a lot more people will see that social proof and probably convert a lot easier. We're not gonna add a live experience for this one. We are gonna add a image. What I normally do is try to use videos as much as possible. What I normally think of Facebook when I advertise is, think of it like this. If you only have a text, you're only running a text advertisement, you can't even do it on Facebook. But let's say you're only running a text. The text itself is not going to convert as much as if you have an image, and the image itself is not going to convert as much as if you have a video. So if you compare these three, the best option is almost always going to be to have a video. Video is a lot more easy for people to consume. It doesn't really require a lot of attention. You can scroll through your Facebook, you see the video, you stop, you watch it, and then you keep scrolling. But if you have an image or a text, people are going to have to read the whole text, and you're not really grabbing people's attention. But in a video, you really are grabbing people's attention very quickly instead of just having a plain text on your ad. Okay, so when it comes to creating an actual ad image, what I usually use is canva.com. On canva.com, you can basically create anything without having any previous skills in creating ads, and this is just a great way of creating ads if you don't have any knowledge in Photoshop. Normally I go for Photoshop, but if it's something easier, Canva definitely works for your Facebook ads. So right here you can basically type anything. If you're gonna run your ad on Instagram, you just run Instagram. You have the right format right here, but since we're running this on Facebook, we want to make sure that we have the right format. And since this is not going to be a clickable link, this is not going to be a link to our website, we're going to go for the Facebook post. If you're running a ad, there is going to be connected to your website. You are going to want to create a image in 1080 by 1080, since that is the right format for running a ad with a link. We are going to run a Facebook post ad, so this is a great format for us. Once you click the format, you will have all these different templates that you can use for your ad. Something you'll have to think about is that Facebook only allows up to 25% text in your ad. So you want to have 25%, maximum 25% of the image can actually be a text. You can still run it, but according to Facebook, it's going to run a lot worse. And I do trust Facebook's data. They have the data they need. So I'm going to go off what Facebook says and what they recommend. So let's say we want our dog treats right here. So let's just try to search for a pet. This image right here actually looks very colorful. And what you can do with the image is just click on everything. So this is very easy to use. So let's say your logo has another color scheme, or your store uses purple. Let's say your store uses green. You can just go in here and do your changes yourself. So just to make sure it actually fits your brand. So let's change that real quick. Let's change this to pink. You probably want to spend a lot more time doing this, but this is a very easy to use tool, so you can really spend a lot of time just working on your design. But this is a very colorful image. What I would do as well is use an image of a dog or the product itself. And that is also up to testing. You can run one ad with a dog right here, or one of the actual dog treat, or one with the dog treats and the dog. It doesn't have to be dogs, obviously, depending on what you're actually advertising, but I'm advertising for dogs. So I would probably go for something like this. This definitely looks good, to be honest, and it doesn't have to have any text at all. What you can do to grab people's attention, and this is kind of a normal Facebook thing, is that you can either make it into some kind of meme format, which does work good. But it kind of depends on your target audience. If you're running a serious company, not a dog or a pet store, it's not as serious. If you're running a construction company, you probably don't want to run memes as your actual ad. But what you could do up here is probably add something funny. This is my dog when he doesn't get dog treats, or something like that, because this dog kind of looks mad. Something like that could definitely work. So just add text right there, and you can try it out, but just by us running two different ads with two different images and compare the results. I'm gonna go with the image right here, so we're just gonna download it in PNG so we get the best quality possible. Right there, we got it. And Canva is actually free, so you don't have to worry about paying for anything. You can pay for extra features, but most of the things inside Canva is free. So we created that image right here, all for free, didn't pay a dime for it. So we're gonna add media right here. add an image. Okay, so we got the image right here. We got a good preview of how it's gonna look both on your computer as well as on your phone. And to me, this ad actually looks very good. This image will definitely grab someone's attention, especially if they are a dog owner interested in dogs. So this is a good image, and of course you want to try it out, run different ads just to compare the results. Let's go ahead and continue creating our ad. We don't want to do this one right here. Continue down. This is going to be your primary text. This is going to be the text that you have above your image. So the text is going to look like that. And I'm actually going to type my text right now. So we're going to speed up this part so you guys can see what we're going to end up with. Finished writing the text for the ad, and this is just to show you guys an example of what you could write, and I'm going to tell you a bit about my theory behind writing this actual text. So what I'm doing at the beginning is saying, hey dog owners. So what I'm doing is grabbing people's attention, and if you are a dog owner, you're going to continue reading the actual text. You're definitely trying to make sure that you're grabbing your target audience attention, and by saying hey dog owners, the person themselves already know that this is going to be something for them if they are an actual dog owner. And let's say you're selling furniture, or you're selling, let's say you are a dentist. What you could basically start with is, hey, do you have problems with your teeth? What you want to do is try to grab people's attention that you're targeting. And by saying, hey dog owners, the people that have a dog are going to be interested right away. And what I then do is asking them a question. So what I'm saying is, looking to spoil your four-legged friend. And what this basically is you asking a question for your audience. And this is a typical marketing strategy that people use. And I find that asking questions definitely help running the ad. So looking to spoil your four-legged friend. Great. Right now we got a 50% off discount on our dog treats from Special K. The discount is running for a limited time and ends on December 20th. Welcome to our store at address or call blah 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 blah. And what I put at the bottom is, if you show us this ad, you get an additional 10% off. Basically what we're doing is introducing ourselves by saying, hey dog owners, we're trying to reach the audience. And by grabbing people's attention right off the bat, we are making sure that people actually stop in their feed. We want them to stop. We don't want them to see this as an ad. We want them to stop in their feed and continue reading our ad. Just to show you guys an example, if I copy this text right here and we post it at the top instead, and we take a look at the preview right here. How does this look? Would you stop at this one right here? Maybe you would, but by just making the text a lot shorter at the top, what you're doing is that people don't normally want to read a long text while scrolling Facebook. They want something quick and easy to consume, and what you're doing is saying, hey dog owners, which is quick and easy to read, looking to spoil your four-legged friend. And then people continue reading because you have actually targeted their interest. They're interested in what you're telling them. And if you just start off by writing a long text at the top, is people are not gonna bother to even start reading the text. And that is definitely one of the most efficient ways of writing a text on Facebook. And what we're doing at the bottom is, if you show us this ad, you get an additional 10%. That is just to make sure that people actually find value in the ad. And they're gonna be like, oh, I really got a special deal right here. Let's save this ad and show it at the store. It's basically a quick call to action, and just to make sure that people actually remember your ad. And welcome to our store, it's kind of a call to action. By calling is definitely a better call to action, will actually make people call. And what you can do right here is add a button to your ad. And you can actually add this one as send a message. And what you can change right here, or message us on Facebook. And there's gonna be a button right here at the bottom, which is gonna say send message. So people actually have a very clear call to action. And you can also do show the address, or guide me to the address, which also could be good if you're running a local shop. But this ad is actually not done yet. What we want to do next is actually add emojis, just to make sure that the text stands out even more. And emojis are very powerful for grabbing people's attention. So what we're going to do here is just go on iemoji.com. I use this all the time for almost every ad I use. Almost everything I post on Facebook when it comes to marketing usually have some kind of emoji just to grab people's attention. And this definitely depends on what kind of business you're running. If you are a lawyer, you probably don't want to use emojis as much. So it depends on what kind of business you're running. But dogs are kind of playful and stuff like that. So we want to grab a quick dog. We could probably use this dog right here, copy that and post it like that. It kind of looks like a fox. Well, that's good. Then I'm gonna add one more. I'm gonna add a smiley face. We're gonna add this one right here. And we're gonna add this one after our call to action, welcome to our store, because we want to make people feel like they're actually welcome. And this to me is a good way of just making the text look a lot more fun to read, while also making it look a lot more welcoming, if you could say so. And at the bottom right here we have, if you show us this ad, blah 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 blah. What we could do in order to grab people's attention at the bottom is add this icon right here. Let's see here. This one. So the siren right here is kind of red. It grabs people's attention. You could also use this one right here. I usually go for this red one. Red is a color that grabs people's attention. So what we're going to do is remove this right here and add these two emojis instead. And this just adds a lot more attention to the bottom, where people actually see that they get additional 10% off while it's showing this ad. So this is definitely a good looking ad, I'm not gonna lie. And this took me like 5 minutes to write down. So what I would do right here is just activate my Facebook pixel if you do have one. We're not gonna advertise a website. What you normally would do is add a link to your website here as well. I will just start running this ad and see how it performs. And I would make sure to create one additional ad just to compare the two. And what you could do is just copy this text right here and grab the same text, but you actually change the image, and that way you can compare if the other image is better than this one. Hopefully this wasn't too confusing, and hopefully you did learn something new. That is gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like on this video, also subscribe, and if you have any questions on running your Facebook ads, leave them down below. And this is gonna be a series that we're gonna run for a long time. There's gonna be a lot of videos on local Facebook marketing. So if you want to learn more, make sure to subscribe to keep up to date with all the new videos that are gonna go up on the channel. That is gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.